What is up, everybody? I've been getting a little bit more buzz about my taste in video games, I guess, because I did a Destiny review, which is my first video game review, and on That's Debatable, I've been talking a bit about video games, and so I've actually been getting a few people asking me about kind of what are my favorite games, and so I made a top 10 list, of which there are plenty of rules, actually. Number one, only one game per franchise, because my two favorite games of all time are both from the same franchise. Number two, I kind of excluded party games, like anything like Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers. I eliminated that, and I eliminated games that I just loved as a child. So like Pokemon is out, and like Jak and Daxter, that's out. Also, I just want to point out that I have more of a taste in current games. Like, you're not really going to see any classic games. Almost all of them are going to be from the 7th generation, just because those are the games I've played a lot more of. Like, I just haven't played that many, and plus, since they're outdated, I'm playing them now, they're not as fun as they would be if I played them for the first time back then. And so those are the rules, and without further ado, here are my top 10 video games of all time. At number 10, I have Red Dead Redemption, which came out a few years ago, and it's pretty freaking awesome, because there are no games really out there that are like this in any degree, because it's a Rockstar game, so you have that really cool open world vibe, but it's a Western. And so it's just really, really different. Great plot, great character in John Marston, and I just overall had so much fun with this game, and you get a lot of playtime out of it. At number 9, we have Far Cry 3, which was not only a huge, humongous step up from the previous two entries, but it just felt like a completely different game, brought a lot, just was so much fun to play either by yourself or with someone else, just either whether you're doing the campaign, which was surprisingly strong, or whether you're just liberating outposts or hunting for animals. It's just really, really fun, and that's all I can say about the game. It's not really necessarily as high quality as the other ones, but this one's a ton of fun. At number 8, we have a game that I unfortunately don't own yet. It's called The Last of Us. You might have heard of it. I'm going to get the remastered version for PS4, but that game is just astounding, because it takes this completely kind of worn out concept of just there's a zombie apocalypse, and then maybe there's a relationship between this older guy, this younger woman, but it's amazing. Joel and Ellie are two of the best characters that we've seen in games in maybe even years and years and years. And just the plot and the gameplay, the great combination of stealth and more of just a shooter was fantastic. And I could not get enough of this game. I could not stop playing it, and I beat it way quicker than I would have liked. But as I said, can't wait to get the remastered version. Gonna be awesome. At number 7, I have Noire, another Rockstar game, but this one is, as I said, completely different from Red Dead Redemption, which is completely unique. This is also completely unique because it blends the open world concept with more of a detective procedural, and the city of Los Angeles is it's huge, it's beautifully modeled. I thought like the interrogation scenes were super fun, even the car chases in which I would crash into everything. You got really everything between car chases, shootout, interrogations, investigating, tailing someone. You really get everything here. Great story, emotional ending. Definitely check this out if you haven't already. At number 6, and a lot of people might be surprised that I chose this for the franchise, BioShock Infinite. Most people prefer the first one. I actually found the more expansive, more, I guess, plot-driven BioShock Infinite is my favorite game of last year, even better than The Last of Us or GTA 5. But I really found the characters of Elizabeth and Booker and their relationships really awesome. The gameplay was pretty run-of-the-mill, but just Elizabeth adding the tears and a few of the tonics and stuff like that were really fun, and I had a ton of fun with this game, and the ending absolutely blew my mind, and I'm actually planning on putting out a video that explains the ending, because I know a lot of people didn't really understand it. At number 5, I have a game that a lot of people hated, but I could not have loved more, and that is Heavy Rain. This is David Cage's absolute masterpiece, and a lot of people hated it because it's not very involved in the gameplay department, but I was willing to ignore that and kind of ignore all the QuickTime events, because this story is the best story in video games. You'll know that if you watched my most recent episode of That's Debatable, which I'll put the link for in the description. But between the actual linear part of it and the customization factor, like, it can go so many different ways. I was enthralled with this game. I could not stop playing. And I don't often replay games. Like, probably these top 10 are maybe the only few I really replay ever. I play this game a lot because it is unbelievable. At number 4, you'll find the only Xbox exclusive on this list, and one of the only Xbox games I still have because I recently had to sell my Xbox, and that is Fable II. I love this game. I played this game for so long, maybe even more than any other game on this list, except maybe the next entry. But you get hours and hours and hours and hours of gameplay out of this game. But not only do you have the fun, kind of just random missions, or maybe even making a family, you have a fantastic story with one of the hardest choices I've ever faced at the end of a video game, and I absolutely love this game so, so much. At number 3, I have probably the game I've put the most playtime into, and that is The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I mean, if you haven't played this game, you're missing out so much because this is an entire experience. It's very, very different than the other game. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's very similar to the other 4 Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Between the levels of character customization, all the expansive hundreds of missions you can do, the absolutely beautiful environments, this game is an experience. It is tons of fun, and it deserves a place in every gamer's library. At number 2, and I sadly don't own this game because I had it on Xbox, and as I said, I had to sell all my Xbox games, but I have Portal 2, which was, oh my god, I love that game. That game was the perfect blend of story and gameplay and multiplayer, and honestly, I could not find a single flaw with this game because not only does it really challenge your mind, but you can pick up a friend and do it together. I had a lot of fun nights. One time I even stayed up all night with one of my friends just playing Portal because it's so fun and you really, really get your mind working. The writing, the comedy writing is amazing. GLaDOS is maybe the best villain out there. And it just never gets old, and I love this game. And before I get to my number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. And now, my number 1 game of all time, and sometimes I get crap for this, but no one ever dislikes this game, but they just say it's not the best. But it is Batman Arkham City. I'm a huge Batman fan, and people think like, oh, well, you're just a Batman fanboy, so of course you're going to love this game. I became a Batman fanboy because of this game. This game is amazing. The story is fantastic, but what really, really brings it is the gameplay, because there's 2 separate parts. There's the more, the combat-based, in which you really flow like anything. It's fantastic, like you're countering and punching and doing all these different moves. And then the Predator missions in which you have to silently go around, sneak out, and kill them without getting seen, because if you get seen, you're going to get shot and probably die. But this game is fantastic. Game of the Year edition. Also, this is the only DLC I've ever bought. Harley Quinn's Revenge. I mean, I'm not huge on DLC, and I loved that one. And I got hours and hours out of the challenge mode. I've played the campaign 4 times, which is more than I've played any other game by far. And I don't know what they'll say besides this is the crowning achievement in video games. All right, I probably piss a lot of people off. A lot of you are going to disagree with me. Let me know in the comments nicely. I mean, there are plenty of games I haven't played. Don't get me wrong, I'm not claiming to be a video game expert. I've watched a lot more movies than I've played games. But let me know if you disagree. Let me know if there's a game you think I should check out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.